Good day to you all. Welcome to Maths Global Learning Hub with Mr. T. In today's lesson, we are going to look at word problems. Question 1. 3 times a certain number is increased by 4 is equal to 16. Determine the number. So 3 times a certain number, so let the number be x. Therefore, we are saying 3 times this number x, it's increased, so I use the sign plus. 4 gives me 16. Once I've set up my equation, I can solve the equation. I can now say 3x is equal to 16 minus 4. And then I'm going to get 3x here is equal to 12. Then I can divide both sides by 3. And if I divide both sides by 3, I'm going to get, therefore, x is equal to 4. Then I write my conclusion. The number is 4. Moving on to the next question. It reads here, the sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 135. So first of all, you need to establish the 3 consecutive odd numbers. So what are the 3 consecutive odd numbers? The first one is 2x plus 1. Then the next one, 2x plus 3. Then the next one, 2x plus 5. And the answer should be 135. These are like terms, and if I add them together, I'm going to get 6x plus, then I look at the other like terms that I have in the question, and if I add them, I'm going to get 9 equal to 135. Then from here, I can solve the equation. I can say 6x is equal to 135 minus 9. 6x is equal to 126. Then after that, I divide both sides by 6. I divide both sides by 6. Therefore, x is equal to 21. Now I can write down the consecutive terms. I'm going to say 2x plus 1, then I'm going to substitute. I'm going to substitute 21 here, and then my answer here is going to be 43. And then if I move on, 2x plus 3, if I substitute, I'm going to get 42 plus 3, which gives me 45. And then the last one, 2x plus 5. And if I substitute, I'm going to get 2 times 21 plus 5. And my final answer here is going to be 47. You can take your calculator there and add these numbers here. And if we add them on our calculator, we see that they are giving us an answer of 135. Moving on to the next question. I'm going to put it up here so that we can all see it clearly. The question reads, the length of a rectangle is 2 meters longer than the length of the breadth. What is the length and breadth of the rectangle if the perimeter is 32 meters? So I'm going to start by saying let B, which is representing the breadth, be equal to x. Therefore, the length is going to be 2 plus x, which I can write as x plus 2. But I'm given perimeter here as perimeter is equal to 32. How do I get the perimeter of a rectangle? I'm going to add all the sides, x plus 2 plus another x plus 2. The answer should be 32. I look for my like terms, and this is going to give me 4x plus, and if I check here, I also have these two like terms, and if I add them, they give me an answer of 4. Now that I've set up my equation, I can solve for x. So I'm going to say 4x is equal to 32 minus 4. 4x is equal to 28. I can now divide both sides by 4. On this side here, I'm going to get x is equal to 7. Then I have to make my conclusion. Therefore, is equal to 7 meters. The length, when we were setting up our equation, we saw that the length is x plus 2. So this is going to be 7 plus 2, which gives me 9 meters. Moving on to the next question. I'm going to put it up here so that we can all see. A man is 9 times as old as his son. In 4 years' time, he will be 5 times as old as his son. Determine their present ages. So I begin by writing, let me use bullets here. First bullet, I'm going to write ages at present, and I have the son here, and let his age at present be x. Therefore, the age of the father is 9x, because the question is saying a man is 9 times as old as his son. Once I have established that, let me create another bullet here. I'm going to write ages 4 years from now. How old is the son going to be 4 years from now? The son is going to be x plus 4, and the father is going to be 9x plus 4. But we are told here that in 4 years' time, the father will be 5 times as old as the son. So we can set up an equation, 9x plus 4, 5 times the age of the son, which is x plus 4. And now I can solve my equation. I have to do some distribution here. And I'm going to get on this side 9x plus 4. And on the other side, I'm going to get 5x plus 20. I move the variables to one side, and this is what I get. Then when I simplify here, I'm going to get 4x is equal to 16. Then I divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 4. Now let's answer the question. Determine their present ages. So the son's present age is x, which will give us 4 years. And if I go to the father, how old is the father at present? The father is 9x. Then I substitute. And when I do that, I'm going to get 36 years. So this will be the age of the father, and then this will be the age of the son. Moving on to the next question. We can put it up here so that we can all see. It says here, there are 7 more boys than girls in a class of 25 learners. How many girls are there in the class? So I can begin by saying here, let girls equal to X. Therefore, the boys will be X plus 7. But if I add, I'm going to get a total of 25. So I can set up an equation. X plus 7 should give me 25. And again, I've got my like terms here. I simplify further. I'm going to get 2x plus 7 is equal to 25. Solving this equation further, I'm going to get 2x is equal to 25 minus 7. 2x is equal to 18. Please be very careful here. You must check with your calculator. 25 minus 7 is giving us 18 here. Then I divide both sides by 2. And when I do that, I'm going to get my x value being equal to 9. Then I must answer the question. So, how many girls are in this class? So we can write girls plus equal to x. So we've got 9 girls in this class. We can also do the boys as well. Boys is equal to x plus 7. But what is the value for x? It's 9. Then plus 7, so the total number of boys in this class will be 16. I can separate here so that we don't get confused.